Hello students, welcome back for another class. Our today's topic is continuation of previous class. In previous class we have seen non-inverting Schmidt trigger. Non-inverting Schmidt trigger. So today we will be having a non-inverting Schmidt trigger with adjustable triggering points. So let us see how do we adjust it. Alright. So the circuit is going to be like this. V0, grounded, one input resistance, input, there was one feedback resistance, right? So we will be using diode. Same concept like how we used in inverting Schmidt trigger for having adjustable trigger points. Okay. The purpose of using diode is diode will conduct only in forward bias condition, and in reverse bias condition it will act as open switch. I repeat, diode will conduct only in forward bias direction, and when it is reverse bias it will act as an open switch, no current will flow. So this concept will be used here. So this will be your R1, this should be a T1, R2, R3, D2. Yes. Now as I said, this is the adjustable triggering point. This is adjustable triggering points. So it will have different UTP and LTP. Means UTP is not equal to LTP. Alright. Now for this to achieve, your R2 and R3 should be different. R2 should be different from R3. If once again R2 is equal to R3, then UTP is equal to R3. Sorry. If R2 is equal to R3, then UTP is equal to LTP. Understood? Like this. If R2 is equal to R3, then UTP will be equal to LTP. So purposely we should have R2 not equal to R3 so that UTP is not equal to LTP. For this, if this is your I2, the current flowing here is I2, then the current flowing here will be some other name I3. If resistance is different, then current will also be different. Alright? Current will also be different. Let us see. Yeah, once again, waveforms you can draw it now. Different UTP, different LTP, right? Positive output will produce positive output, positive input will produce positive output, right? Negative will produce negative output. Like this it continues. This is your input and output. Hope you know how to draw this. Let me go further with the UTP, LTP and resistance values. We can write UTP equal to before that Yes. Yeah. Let me start like this. We know that the voltage across R1 is nothing but VR1, and this voltage is acting as the trigger voltage for your Schmitt trigger. So the voltage across R1 is behaving as UTP as well as LTP, right? Yes, let us start with UTP. In our non-inverting Schmitt trigger, we have seen UTP equal to V naught into R1, magnitude of V naught into R1 divided by R2. We have seen this in our previous class, right? So I will be using same UTP and LTP. The only difference in this particular circuit is this V naught is already having a drop of diode, right? So the diode drop is taken as minus VF into R1. Minus VF, that is 0.7 drop will be across diode. So this is what your UTP is. Okay. Now, what is LTP? See, I have used this voltage divider rule once again. This trigger voltage is equal to, the steps, if you require, you can use my previous video before explanation of this adjusting trigger points. I have also made a class on non-inverting Schmitt trigger. There you will get all these equations. Okay. So I will be writing directly here. So LTP is going to be minus VF as it is R1. Here you will not have R2, you will have R3. You will have R3 here. Okay. For LTP, negative voltage. For negative voltage, your current flow will be like this, right? So current I3 is flowing through R3, right? For negative voltage, diode D1 will be open and D2 will be conducting, right? And for UTP, current I2 will be flowing and diode D2 is open. All right. Now, for design, we have R1. How will you find R1? Trigger voltage. We take UTP divided by I2. This is your R1. Remember, I2 is 100 times of IB max. Next, what we have? R2. How will you find R2? R2, the voltage across R2 is V0 minus VF. V0 minus VF divided by I2. This minus VF is coming extra because of diode drop. Earlier this was absent, right? How about R3? V0 minus VF divided by I3. Now see here, I3 is different from I2. I3 is different from I2. You cannot take I3 equal to I2. You cannot take I3 equal to I2 because technically these two current has to be different because resistance R2 is not equal to R3. So both of these currents cannot be same. So here I3 is LTP by R1. LTP by R1. Remember this. Okay. LTP by R1. Let us solve one problem on this. Let us take one problem here. Design a non-inverting trigger circuit to have UTP equal to plus 3 volts and LTP equal to minus 5 volts. Both are different now. UTP is not equal to LTP. U741 op amp with supply voltage of plus or minus 15 volt. So this is your problem. How is the circuit? Positive, negative, grounded. If plus or minus 15 means VCC is going to be plus 15 minus 15, and here you will be having one resistor R1, diode, resistor, another diode, resistor, right? R2, R3, D1, D2. This is your circuit. Here you will be applying input, right? Yeah. You need to get R1, R2, R3. We know that R1 equal to trigger voltage, which is nothing but UTP by I2. What is UTP? UTP is given plus 3 volt, right? 3. What is I2? 100 times of IB max, right? So therefore R1 is equal to, you will be getting 6 kilo ohms. Alright. What is next? R2. We have magnitude of output voltage by Vf divided by I2, right? What magnitude will you take? You will take only 14. Okay. If you don't want to take magnitude here, if you want to consider the direction, then the direction of Vf will also change. The direction of Vf will also change. Okay. So mind it. So like that we have done in our inverting Schmitt trigger circuit. So this is another way where you can get the values. Minus 0.7, I2 is same, 100 times of IP max. So this will give you R2 equal to 26.6 kilo ohms. 26.6 kilo ohm. Now how will you get R3? We have R3 equal to, what is the formula? V0 Vf divided by I3, right? This is the formula. But here we don't know I3. Here I3 is not equal to I2, huh? Remember this, I3 is not equal to I2. So first you need to get I3, then you can use this I3 and you can get R3. How will you get R3? How will you get I3? Hope you remember this. I had given you the current I3 is, which will decide your LTP, right? So LTP by R1. LTP by R1 will decide your I3, right? So therefore I3 is equal to, what is LTP? 5 volts. LTP is minus 5 volts. So don't take, just take magnitude here. We don't want negative current to be taken. So R1 we have taken how much? 6 kilo ohm, right? 6 into 10 raised to 3. So this will give you a current of 833.3 microamps. Okay. So after using this I3 into R3, what is V0? 14 minus 0.7 divided by I3. 833.3 into micro means 10 raised to minus 6. So this will give you 15.9 kilo ohms. So R3 is 15.9 kilo ohms. Remember to highlight your answer, huh? Like this. Put a block for final answers. This should be highlighted. Okay. So let me end here. Thank you.